Welcome to the Alternative Investing Club show. This is the show where we interview various operators that are making private investment accessible to larger audiences. The Alternative Investing Club focuses on real estate, but we've begun getting into a lot of other areas as well, including debt validation, aviation funds, different types of passive investing. But it's always investor focused and it's always oriented towards making you aware of what's possible in the private investment world. So today we have with us Chris Reece from MJ REIT. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Daniel. My pleasure to be here.
Great. So Chris, you're brand new to our group, and for those who out there who may be joining us for the first time, we're going to be recording this and sending it to our members as well as streaming it live. Can you just give us a quick introduction to yourself and what your group does?
Sure, absolutely.
Let's start with like a 1 minute summary, and then we'll dig in.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I've been in the institutional asset management space for, almost 30 years now. 15 of those on the public side and the last 14 on the private side. And the focus that we have at MJ REIT is really providing exposure for investors to an emerging growth area of the real estate market, which is both industrial and retail, but within the cannabis space. And that cannabis overlay is important for a whole host of factors, which we'll talk about today. But that's really our niche. And the idea is to generate better risk-adjusted returns than you can find in other areas of the market.
All right. And so, first of all, when you bring in investors, I think one of the first questions that I don't know, maybe that I ask, I don't know if it's one of the first that you normally get, but can you accept investors from all 50 states? How does that work with the legalities of the current state of cannabis in this country?
Yeah, good question. And so we can, because we're registered as a private REIT, we can accept investors all across the country. But the nuance specific to your question is that today in the U.S., we have 41 states, D.C., and 3 U.S. territories that have at least a medical program in cannabis. And so from a deal side, we're only going to finance properties in those 41 states.
Okay. How do you identify your properties that you're going to finance, and what makes them, what makes them different from any other just cannabis shop out there?
Yeah. So we identify the property through a number of different avenues, but which I'll get to in a second. The most critical part of what we do is that we assume our tenant is a standard industrial or standard retail shop. And what that means is, let's say you and I get together and we apply to the state of California. We're awarded a license to cultivate cannabis. We identify an industrial warehouse and we buy that for $2 million. Well, in order for us to outfit that building to grow, we need to install irrigation, lighting, HVAC, high-tech security, enhanced power. So we may have to dump $6 million into that building. And so that building in our mind would be worth $8 million. And it is if we're going to grow cannabis there. But our fundamental strategy of conservative underwriting assumes that I need to replace that cannabis tenant with a non-cannabis tenant. And I know a non-cannabis tenant is not going to need 14 air conditioners and state-of-the-art security, and they're not going to want to pay for it. So we would come in that situation and value that property at 2 or maybe $2.25 million. And then we would simply underwrite a senior mortgage, think 2 to 4 years in nature, at 75% LTV of that lower valuation. So for us, we've taken this, what I'll call risky situation, which is in cannabis, and we've approached it from a non-risk standpoint. I would say non-risk, but a lower risk standpoint.
Interesting. When at the Alternative Investing Club, we for a long time have talked about our pillars.
I know that you're mute.
Oh. I'm not on mute. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Can you still hear me?
Okay. Well, we're experiencing technical issues. We've got a couple of people viewing us on Facebook and X. I'm assuming they can hear us. If you can hear us, can you just drop into the chat if you can hear us or not?
Still can't hear.
Well, we may come back in just a moment then. I'm going to text you. Oh, I probably should have put that in the private chat. But in any case,
I got nothing, Daniel.
I can hear you.
Guess the joys of technology. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, right?
Can you see my chat?
All right, maybe now.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can't. Still can't hear you.
All right.
Yes. Yeah, I can see the screen. Yeah, I'm in private chat. Do you want to leave and re-enter? So I'll just it's so bizarre. So I'll leave studio and then same link, I assume. Okay. I'm gonna leave studio and I'll be right back.
If you're out there right now, I see a couple of people are viewing us on X. Actually, I'm not sure that X actually does have a chat room, but if you are on Facebook or YouTube and you can type into the chat room, let me know if you can hear me.
Nothing.
Can you hear me?
No, still can't hear you. It's so weird. Like it's almost like your mic just isn't working.
Can you hear this? Can you hear this?
Nothing. No, I don't hear anything. Okay. Yeah. I think that's good. So I'll leave as well. I have the link still, and then I'll jump back in. All right, I'm waiting. Yeah, a new link. Let me do this. Chat with her. I can give you my email. It's I'll put it in the chat. If you want to send me a new link, I'll come in and get back. Okay, I'll leave and I'll look for a new link.